You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. All county-owned buildings were ordered to shut down this afternoon until August 3rd. In Luzerne County, Luzerne County Manager David Pedri made the order due to concerns over the potential exposure to coronavirus. Another deputy sheriff tested positive today after having contact with the deputy that tested positive Friday. Both have been in quarantine since, and all locations they've been were both determined and sanitized, according to county officials. 12 other sheriff's deputies were placed in quarantine as well, just in case. President Judge Michael Vo also ordered the county court system to close until August 3rd as well, and will transition to the shutdown model it used for operations starting tomorrow. The Bloomsburg Fair Association's Board of Directors issued an apology to our Secretary of Health after coming under fire earlier this week for a social media post. WYLN's Julie Stefanovich has the details.
Officials with the Bloomsburg Fair released a statement regarding the backlash on a social media post depicting a parody of the Pennsylvania Secretary of Health. The fair hosted a Firemen's Relief Carnival this past weekend where a fire company official wore a dress and a blonde wig resembling the Pennsylvania Secretary of Health, Dr. Rachel Levine, as he took his turn in a dunk tank. Unfortunately, the incident transformed to become a disrespectful parody of Dr. Levine, receiving much backlash from the LGBTQ community and advocates. The Fair Association Board of Directors sent out their sincerest apologies to Dr. Levine, shareholders, and sponsors for the lapse in judgment. The release went on to say that the fair prides itself on celebrating the diversity and inclusion of all who visit the fairgrounds. The fair board, staff, volunteers, and partners will make it a priority to see that actions such as these never happen again. Dr. Levine responded to the transphobic post yesterday at an event at Wellspring York Hospital.
So I have read about that. My only reaction is that I am going to stay, no matter what happens, laser focused on protecting the public health in Pennsylvania. Our vision at the Pennsylvania Department of Health is a healthy Pennsylvania for all. And I'm going to do absolutely everything I can to achieve that, whether people agree with me or if they don't agree with me. Their health is still important to me.
The fair plans on providing education and training to strive to be a leader in bringing people together, and discrimination of any type won't be tolerated. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. Residents voiced their concerns last night in Hazel Township while the planning department heard from a firm that wants to construct warehouses right off Route 309. Blue Cup Ventures LLC out of Delaware requested to change the zoning designation for a portion of a 196-acre parcel from mining to industrial. The firm wants to build 4 warehouse distribution facilities, each measuring nearly 1 million square feet between Beaverbrook and Hazel Village. Residents are concerned about stormwater drainage, noise, and increased truck traffic. The requested change would include property in Hazel Township that's west of Route 309 and north of McAdoo. The planning department tabled the request so Blue Cup could return with detailed maps for the public to review. The Wolf administration announced yesterday the availability of funding to help rural communities guard against wildfires in state forests and other undeveloped areas. Just under $592,000 in funds will benefit 109 volunteer fire companies throughout the state. Fire Commissioner Bruce Trigo praised volunteer fire companies' service to their communities. The grant programs offered through DCNR and paid through federal grants from the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Forest Service. It ensures that volunteer companies get the equipment and training needed to perform their jobs as professionally and safely as possible. More than $14.5 million has been awarded since the program's start back in 1982. DNA samples helped nab a suspect allegedly involved in several sexual assaults occurring between 2010 and 2017. 4 female Penn State students claimed they were raped by an unknown male in State College. 1 assault happened in 2010, 2 in 2011, and 1 more in 2017. DNA samples were collected after each crime and submitted to the State Police Crime Lab, linking 36-year-old Jeffrey Fields to the assaults. He was charged with sexual assault, simple assault, and rape of forcible compulsion. Fields was arraigned Tuesday afternoon and taken to Center County Prison without bail. Penn State University is just one of the many higher learning institutions expressing support for wearing masks and other mitigation efforts set by Governor Tom Wolf. PSU President Eric Barron said the university is finalizing plans to support critical aspects outlined by the governor. That includes maintaining that social distance, wearing face masks, contact tracing, and testing. Penn State's mission is to keep campuses and communities both safe and healthy. Temple University and the University of Pittsburgh voiced their support as well, promoting the safety of all residents while preventing additional spikes in COVID-19 cases. A recent study by Brigham Young University researchers found convincing evidence that wearing a mask does reduce the transmission of the COVID-19 virus for both healthcare workers and the public. The Pennsylvania Department of Health provided an update on contact tracing efforts of COVID-19 throughout the state. Contact tracing is used to identify, notify, and monitor anyone coming in close contact with an individual who's tested positive for the virus while they were infectious. The Department of Health said the state needs about 625 contact tracers. However, that number could change depending on fall's resurgence of COVID-19. As of July 13th, there were 649 contact tracers in regional health districts across the state. The tracers enrolled over 3,600 contacts in an alert system that tracks and monitors symptomatic contacts. The technology enhances the tracers' ability to quickly respond and provide guidance to symptomatic people. A big box retailer announced it'll be closed on Thanksgiving Day in order to give their frontline workers the day off. Walmart CEO John Furner made the announcement Tuesday, letting employees know they'll have Thanksgiving off. The suggestion to close on the holiday came from a store manager who wrote to Walmart's headquarters in Arkansas to say the day off would be appreciated. The company also told employees they'll be receiving another round of cash bonuses next month. Sam's Club stores will also be closed again this year for Turkey Day. Coming up on Wyln News, stimulus relief getting around too. Plus, some rent cars, others attempt to rent hitmen. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Lorelai, and I'm 7 years old, and tomorrow is going great.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet trap and sporting clay fields are professionally designed and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-455-4251 extension 1378 for more information.
Looking for information on the coronavirus pandemic? Make sure it's from a reliable source.
Go to WYLNTV.com and click on the Lehigh Valley Health Network banner for the real facts about the coronavirus pandemic. And watch WYLN News live at 5:30 for updates on this ongoing crisis. The source matters now more than ever. WYLN, we're your local network.
Stimulus payments look to be in the works of getting a second round soon, according to leaders in Washington. The proposed GOP emergency relief bill would include a targeted second round of Paycheck Protection Program loans for small businesses with a special eye toward hard-hit businesses, $105 billion for education, and direct stimulus checks to qualifying Americans. The next recovery package is said to include strong legal protections for healthcare workers as well. White House officials have indicated that they hope to keep the relief bill at $1 trillion. State Representative Tara Toohill co-sponsored legislation to help protect young people from financial overburden. House Bill 2360 would help student loan borrowers, especially during the pandemic, avoid problems resulting from a loan process that can be complex and confusing. Toohill says Pennsylvania has more student loan debt per resident, which is now at $36,000, than any other state nationwide. House Bill 2360 would ensure access to accurate loan info and all repayment options, provide stronger state oversight of lenders from the PA Department of Banking, and appoint an ombudsman to assist borrowers. Toohill believes it would provide protection from bad decision-making that could impact their credit rate. House Bill 2360 is currently under consideration in the House Education Committee. Amazon's popular marketing day is getting a delay, possibly until sometime in October. The company stated that this year's Amazon Prime Day will be held later than usual to ensure the safety of its employees, supporting its customers, and selling partners. The marketing day was started back in 2015 to increase sales during the summer months. Prime Day eventually expanded into a 48-hour e-shopping event with price cuts on thousands of items across Amazon. Sales from last year's Prime Day reportedly surpassed previous Black Friday and Cyber Monday events combined. Amazon reassured its customers that Prime Day's definitely happening this year, reportedly sometime in October. The list of hand sanitizers being recalled by the Food and Drug Administration's increasing. Many of the brands are labeled to contain ethanol, but have tested positive for methanol. Methanol absorbed through the skin can cause blindness or death if it's ingested. Some of the products are sold at Walmart, Costco, and other national retailers, mostly imported from Mexico. The FDA warns that consumers and healthcare providers should not use sanitizers that contain methanol. Dozens of sanitizers were added to the FDA's list since June, but it's unclear just how the products are ending up on U.S. store shelves. Experts advise consumers to check the FDA's regularly updated list at fda.gov. Michigan State Police arrested a 51-year-old woman Friday after she attempted to hire a hitman online to kill her ex-husband. Wendy Wayne of South Rockwood allegedly filled out a form on rentahitman.com to request help taking care of an issue she identified as her ex-husband. To her surprise, the website was fictitious. Who knew? It actually poses as a platform offering hitman to solve problems, but police say the site owner instead takes those requests and sends them their way, which led to an undercover investigation on Wayne's intentions. A trooper posing as a hitman met with Wayne to discuss the job, but after offering to pay $5,000 for it, she was arrested on the spot. Wayne's sitting behind bars at Macomb County Jail, facing solicitation to commit murder and illegal use of a computer to facilitate a crime charges. Coming up on Laurel Run's News Choice, we talk orthopedic manual therapy on this Wellness Wednesday in Community and You, plus details on a local blind book sale this weekend. Stay with us.
It's okay that everybody ignores me when I drive. It's fine, because I get a safe driving bonus check every 6 months I'm accident-free. Because I don't use my cell phone when I'm driving, even though my family does and leaves me all alone. Here's something else. I don't share it with Mom. Right, Mom? I have a brand new putter you don't even know about. It's awesome.
Safe driving bonus checks only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
From the bottom of our hearts, the WYLN TV 35 family would like to say thank you to all essential workers for your service to our community and for keeping us safe.
Did you know that WYLN News provides news updates every weekday afternoon
At 1, 3, and 5 here on TV and on social media?
Did you also know you can watch WYLN News on the go by visiting our website or YouTube page?
Now more than ever,
WYLN is your local news leader.
welcome to Community and You here on WYLN. I'm Julia Wiegand, and it is Wednesday, which means it's Wellness Wednesday, thanks to our friends over at Lehigh Valley Health Network. And speaking of, we are on location right here at the Health and Wellness Center in Hazelton with the therapy department. And with the therapy department today, we have Wayne Kogoy, who is going to talk a little bit about what he does specifically with the therapy department. Now, I know you've got a fancy title coming, so tell us all about it.
So actually, I'm one of the main orthopedic physical therapists at the clinic. I also have a certification in manual therapy. I'm a COMT. I got my cert about 4 years ago. So.
Now, what type of patients would you or do you typically see?
So it varies. Being orthopedic, we see hips, knees, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands, spines. We see everything. See a lot of sports-related injuries as well. With my certification, if there's a patient that needs or requires manual therapy of any sort, mobilizations, passive stretching, I see more of the patients that require the hands-on techniques.
And that's along the lines of where I was going to go next. You know, what separates your certification from other certifications that are, involved in sports medicine or just general orthopedics?
So that's one thing that's exciting about my certification. It sounds like you're a manual therapist, which you are. You had fine-tuned your skills throughout the years with going to all these courses. But a lot of it is just a different style and approach to the therapy. And what you do is you don't just take a diagnosis of tendonitis or spondylosis or herniations or disc bulge. You don't treat a diagnosis. What you do is you assess the patient. And you're treating signs and symptoms, what the patient hears, sees, feels, tells you, what you feel when you're moving their joint. And you're not just going textbook with a patient. That's what sets a lot of therapists apart from one another. Some therapists will treat whatever the diagnosis is versus do they really need a certain mobilization, but the textbook doesn't say to do that. Not one patient's the same as the other, and not one patient is in a textbook on a certain page. It really depends on what you see, feel, and hear with the patient that you're talking to. So it's a constant assessment based on the patient one-on-one versus just, you have tendonitis, go do these stretches and exercise. That's not how it works.
It seems definitely more one-on-one hands approach, and it also sounds like the age range is huge.
There really isn't a limitation on age range. You could do it from children to unlimited, really. So yeah, we see a ton of elderly with the spines, of course, hips, knees, ankles, and the youngers for the sports and athletic reasons. So yeah, there's really no limitation on the age with it.
Now, if somebody feels that they need to visit a therapist with your certification, how should they go about it? What steps should they be taking?
So one big thing too with the certification with the manual therapist is you have chiropractors who do manual therapy as well. So a lot of patients, when they have a back or neck issue, think they must go see the chiropractor. But even therapists without a certification in manual therapy, we could do as much manual as a chiropractor can, but when you do a manual certification, it makes you a little more in-depth and fine-tune those skills. So anybody who has a back or neck issue specifically, even shoulders, that tend to see a chiropractor, would come to see me more frequent than other therapists because of the manual technique behind it. And I've just done it more frequent than a lot of other therapists because I had the manual certification. So.
Now, is this more of a referral-based situation, or can they just call the Health and Wellness Center?
It's referral-based. If you call the Health and Wellness Center, a lot of times we could contact your doctor and tell them what's going on and get a referral that way. But if you call just your family doctor, any doctor can send a script over for whatever the diagnoses be.
It sounds just as simple as that when it comes to figuring out what's wrong and how you guys can figure it out, solve it, make sure that everyone's running smoothly.
Yep. And that's the other fun part. Again, you have a diagnosis where it might come with a low back pain diagnosis, which is so broad. There's a plethora of reasons for low back pain. But with the certification, it was a Maitland certification, is you assess the patient so in depth, and you're not just treating the diagnosis. You're seeing where are the deficits, where are the weaknesses, where are the tightnesses, where are the spasms, which joints are restricted. And that's where the certification really became a little more in depth on really breaking it down to what are we treating besides a diagnosis sent on a piece of paper.
Right. Now, is there one thing that you really want to hit home with viewers, just one generalization thing when it comes to your certification and what you can do for them or what they should watch out for?
Yeah, so I mean, again, a lot of PT, everybody thinks PT, pain and torture and stretching, but with the manual therapy, that was one other big thing too. It's not about just stretching a patient if they need to be stretched or with a shoulder. There's a lot of other manual techniques which I'd studied and doing manual courses that show it can be a lot more effective and not as painful or as scary as just getting stretched by it. There's very gentle mobilizations that are just as effective as aggressive stretching. Or if you have a spinal issue or a neck issue or back issue, you don't always have to see a chiropractor do the manual therapy. They are very good at it because they do it so frequent, but therapists are able to do that as well. And then we could do the exercises to maintain what we've gained after doing the manual therapy, which really sets home what we're trying to achieve.
Well, you seem like the guy for it. Thank you so much for squeezing us in today.
Thank you.
And thank you everybody watching out there. Remember, if something's feeling a little funny, if something might be on the borderline of I need to see somebody, everybody here, especially Wayne, would be happy to give your symptoms and a look and treat them accordingly. That's it for Wellness Wednesday here on Community and You. We'll see you next time here on Wyln.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Hi, I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-thru lane. Don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness, which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazelton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
Tune in every Sunday night on WYLN from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. for hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action as only Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling High Voltage can bring you. That's Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling every Sunday night on WYLN. I'll see you in the ring.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about visiting a restaurant that has a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we'll be featuring on our show. Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. Jeff Bonomo and his co-host, Alan Giannetti, welcome you into the world of craft beer, great wine, and good food. Wine, Hops, and Road Stops.
Another coronavirus cancellation for you, this time in the borough of Weatherly. 2020 will now mark the first time in 59 years that the Weatherly Hill Climb race doesn't take place. The Hill Climb's fall event that was set for September 17th through 18th was canceled for the same reasons their June 6th through 7th event was, COVID-19. The annual event gives local nonprofit groups the chance to make money for projects by selling food, while drivers race up the mile hill to the finish line. We'll have more on that cancellation for you tomorrow night when we speak with hill climb officials on their plans moving forward. Local bookworms, be sure to mark your calendars. The Anthracite Model Railroad Society will be holding a blind book sale Saturday, July 25th from 9 to 3 right outside their building at 1056 North Hanover Court in Hazel Township. Books will be discreetly wrapped in bundles of 2 to 5, with prices ranging from $2 to $5, that is. You never know what you'll get. Plus, all proceeds will benefit the society. Keep in mind that masks are required and hand sanitizer will be available. That's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page or WYLNTV.com, where you can also find LVHN's real facts about COVID-19. Stay with us. Look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care.